Boom! Here we are. Did you hear that? I got to go get my friend Steve. He doesn't like my little electronic device here because low sound quality, but it's $10. What do you expect? Where is he? Steve-O!
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm amused by it.
I do it just, I do a lot of this stuff just for me. Like, have you seen my little private club?
I love now that I love. I love that.
Yes, sir. How have you been? We haven't talked to each other for a while.
Yeah, I know. A couple of weeks now. We've been busy.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah. Life goes on. But here we are again.
Topic. It's part on our topic.
You chose a great topic. Is time an illusion? Wow.
Yeah. Because we were committed to some other things, so we couldn't do our little 9 o'clock thing here because this defined time thing. And we're both magicians. We should be able to skirt this issue.
Sure.
I don't think I have a time thing on here. Nothing related to time on here.
No TikTok?
Yeah, nothing related to time.
No clock?
Do you wear a watch?
Not anymore.
Yeah, I don't do that.
It fell off. It fell off. The watch band broke years ago, and when it fell off, I went, you know what? I think I'm done.
I like it.
And
you gotta listen.
And I have this love-hate relationship with this thing.
Well, what's interesting about that thing is now, because everybody's got one, we're all on the same clock. At least.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Look at mine. Mine's 10:02. What's yours?
Mine's 9:02.
Yeah, see? We're not on the same.
Well, that reminds me of the thing that people used to say when they want to have a cocktail. They say it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's 5:02. You're late.
Right.
You're late for happy hour.
That's right. No, this is a perfect subject right now to talk about time as an illusion. Let me just preface it by saying, for me, all of this is an illusion. Now, a friend of mine used to get angry at me when I would say that because he goes, well, this is reality. This is reality. What you're talking about is illusion. I'm going, no. This is the illusion. The reality to me is the unseen or the spiritual stuff.
Sure.
And he argued with me on that, you get frustrated, And so now I told him, I said, I live in both worlds. I live in both. So.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine, Paul Sheely, in one of his things, he talks about how people are in a trance. And it isn't putting you into a trance, it's you're already in a trance. It's about taking you out of that trance. You're already in that belief that this physical reality is the real thing. Because I had a conversation. It's interesting how humanity, sometimes when those people are trying to explain to you that this is reality, they'll say, well, how about if I punched you in the nose right now? Could you not believe that happened?
Right.
Why do they resort to violence for that?
Right. Well, then, that's an interesting thought. Yeah.
It's interesting because that answer was given to me once by Toby Travis, who is a magician friend of ours.
Right.
He's a very spiritual, kind guy. But I was trying to talk to him about the possibility of this physical reality not being real. And that was his example is, what if I punched you in the face? So that wouldn't be very nice.
That's because we still have these bodies and live in a physical world.
Right. We still have this belief that there's two molecules and there's solid stuff in between, but there's not. It's supposedly science says that it's space.
Yeah.
It's an interesting topic. And back on the magic thing, I'm sure you've had this situation where you're going, oh my God, I'm late. I got to get to my gig. I'm rush hour traffic. I'm not going to be able to make it. But sure enough, you do.
Right.
How does that happen?
Yeah. Yeah, that happens. It does happen. What I'm experiencing right now more than ever is a distortion of time. I'm aware of time, but because of the way I focus my thoughts and the experience I'm having, time seems to have a distortion. And what I mean by that is I can sit here and say, okay, 1 minute and it takes an hour. Or I can say I got an hour or 1 minute or an hour and it goes by within a minute's time in my mind,
It's like you said,
It's distorted.
You did a gig where you're only on stage for 5 minutes, but you still got paid for the full
Right.
hour,
Right.
and everybody's happy.
Right. One of the things I do sometimes in my show is at the beginning of the show, I tell everybody, now I'm going to present to you a magic show and I'm going to make something disappear at the end of the show and you're going to be amazed. So I go and I do the show and a half hour, 45 minutes later, I say, now I'm going to tell you what disappeared. We have been sitting here for a half hour or 45 minutes and time has disappeared, gone like that.
Yeah.
And people go, whoa, yeah, you're right, because they were having so much fun getting so involved in the show. Hopefully that's what they were doing. It's the same way with going into a movie theater. When you walk in a movie theater and you sit there for 2 or 3 hours watching the movie, and then you come out and you're going, whoa, you're distorted about what time it is. It's a time to eat. What am I supposed to be doing?
That's where I think that time could be an illusion because time flies when you're having fun, and when you're bored, it seems like forever when you're waiting for your car to get the oil changed and stuff. So, how is that feeling? How is it different when everything's supposed to be digital and the Earth is hurling around the sun at X amount of speed?
Well, that's the thing. How do we measure time? How do we measure time collectively, the Earth and the sun? But how do we measure time individually? It's not the same.
Yeah, and I thought collectively, what if all the planets that are zipping around each other's stars and galaxies and planets and moons and all that, what if they're all speeding up? When we were first born, 50, 60, 70 years ago, what if they were going like, what do they say, like 90 miles a second? What if they're going like 9,000 miles in a second now? Because once you get in a car and you're driving 30 miles an hour, it doesn't feel much different than 300 miles an hour. Once you're going, a force in motion tends to stay in motion.
Wait a second. How can it be spinning if the Earth is flat?
Oh, it flops.
It flops.
It goes like this. Flops like this.
Oh, well, you don't want to know what
that'll move.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Night, day, night, day, night, 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 night. Hey, there's an idea for routine.
That's what happens in Alaska. They get night, 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 night when they're in Alaska. I used to ask people when we start pondering these geographical things, I said, if you're standing on the North Pole, which way is east?
Right.
And they start thinking. It disappears.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why our reality is we create our reality because of the measurements, the way we measure it. So it's the tools we use, whatever those tools are, to measure time and the illusion and the reality, But
the reason I think that time is an illusion is there's a acronym, MEST, mass, energy, space, and time. Those are the things. You got the physical mass, you got the energy of how things feel, and like time comes from space. You got point A, point B, so there's a distance to travel. That's how you can measure what time is. But then
and yet Einstein said that there was a time warp, that you could fold time out of space. That was weird.
By taking a piece of paper and then
right,
point A to point B, you put them by each other. You just go through a.
Because he said a person went out in space, when they come back, they'd be younger.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you can't do that the other way because, like, as an example, if you went back in time and killed your mother, you would not be here. So it can only work the other way, going forward.
Well, only I'm gonna mess you up there. Only in this timeline.
Right. Only in our
In
three-dimensional
another
reality.
timeline that you could do that.
Yeah, if you got into
See,
it.
I believe there are multiple timelines, but that's a whole nother discussion.
It is. Some people believe that there are everything's happening all at the same time.
I believe that. I do.
Past, present, and future. Everything
Yeah.
that already happened in
That's why we
eternity.
really only have the now moment.
It
It's
seems that
exactly
way.
right.
You'd think
You're
that
getting weird on me, man. You're getting weird on me.
Well, when I was young, I started out as an atheist. I didn't believe that there was such thing as God. And then I started pondering stuff and thought, well, everything came from somewhere, so there must be something. I don't know. So I ended up being agnostic. But I used to early on when I first started driving, my brother gave me a 1948 Willys Jeep. And I used to go to the fast food McDonald's and I'd get a quarter pounder and a large fry and a chocolate shake. And I would go to the beach and I would sit in my Jeep and there's a fountain that was in the water. I'd sit and watch the fountain for hours and hours and hours and just think about weird stuff like that. And that's what screwed up my brain. That's why now at 65 I can't fucking think. Whoop. I've talked to the show host. I don't think you're supposed to swear on this podcast. Glad that's gone. It's in the past. You can't prove that I cursed.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's recorded. Someone's going to play it back and go, see, look it. Well,
oh, yeah.
You got a bunny rabbit behind you.
Yes. That's my rabbit hole. I painted that myself.
Well, you go down the rabbit hole. That's the hole.
That's what that is. Just remind us that we all have a rabbit hole to go down. How far do you want to go?
So what are we going to do with this time thing? If it is speeding up and there's that quickening, and because stuff happens in like real time, it's immediate. Like right now, we're talking at the exact same time, and my words are going into this universe, this internet thing, and you're hearing them at the exact time at 12 minutes after the hour. What's going to happen when we get to the next level of speed?
I think we're going to become more aware of what we're talking about. That this is an illusion, and that time does not really exist, only as we create it. It's a series of events, and you're right; they do appear to be speeding up.
So it's more of an agreement. If I got a show and you got to be there at 9:00, we'll just agree that, okay, because this digital thing that we all carry says 9:00.
Let me tell you, I'm laughing because I do a lot of shows, and I don't know how many times we say the show's at 2:00, and I'll get there and they won't be ready, and I'll have to wait 15, 20 minutes, whatever. Or I get there early and said, "You want to start now?" So it's all relative, And
Right.
then the other big one is, well, we want you to come and entertain the kids for an hour. Well, okay, you're not going to pay me by the hour. You're paying me to make an appearance. What? Yeah, no, you have to be there an hour. No, you're only going to pay me to come and do a show. If it turns out to be an hour, that's fine. But that depends upon the action between me and the audience. That's what I tell them. And a lot of people get really nervous about that, especially some of these retirement homes. They say, we need you there for an hour. I said, let me tell you, I can guarantee you that you're going to get at least 35 to 40 minutes, because that's the average time of my shows. But sometimes it will go an hour, depending on the interaction. So it's funny how we are so stuck into the time issue. And I used to work by the hour. I used to tell people, okay, it's so much money per hour. And they go, well, how much is it for a half hour? How much is it for 25 minutes? They're going to nickel and dime me, as if that. I said, no, here's what it costs you to get me to leave my home and come to your place and make an appearance.
Well, that's the people that are in that dollar per hour mentality of that's how you get your value, that minimum wage is going to be this and all that. Because what if you're doing your show and a couple of people get up and decide to leave? You can say, hey, nope. We're here for an hour. You can't leave. I gotta
I,
go to the bathroom. I don't care. I was
yeah,
instructed
I
for an
had a
hour.
lady.
You'll sit here, you'll watch my magic, and you'll enjoy it.
I had a lady do that to me once. I got booked by the agency, and she was convinced I was going to be an hour show. And I still had 10 minutes left, and I ended the show. She goes, "No, wait, your time is not up. You got to do some more magic." I looked at the kids, the family. It was a family show, and they were done. I could tell they were done. I was done, but she forced me to do another trick. When I tried to do another trick, it flopped. It just they didn't want to see it, but she, in her mind, had to do an hour. I remember, the whole things have changed over the years, but I remember 30 years ago looking at some of these tall business buildings, and I said to my wife at the time, I said, "Look at all those employees in that building are there from 9 to 5. You can't tell me that this corporation is getting 9 to 5 time work out of those people. There's no way that they're physically and mentally going to be able to give that company 8 hours of their time in work. It's just not going to happen."
You got the
And
bathroom breaks and the coffee breaks and the
all
cigarette
kinds
breaks.
of all kinds of things, even more so today than ever. That's why people are working from home. And it's one of the reasons why people are enjoying that. Which I'm in favor of that. If in my opinion, if they can work from home, yeah, that's the way to do it.
Sometimes we had a situation where we got our garbage bins here and they had screwed up the sizes of them. So I called this lady and she was talking to me and helping me out. She's the customer service person. All of a sudden I hear this, could you put it over there? Hang on. Maybe we got, and she goes, could you hang on a second? I'm having some stuff delivered here. And she was working out of her home, taking care of her own business while she's supposed to be taking care of me. So who was paying her? Inadvertently, I was.
Oh,
So I want my half hour or whatever.
so I'm sorry you were disturbed by that.
I just hung up because I realized she's not focused. She's got to deal with this. She can't take care of what I got.
Yeah. It's the same thing when I would do my coaching and helping people. It was sometimes it'd be an hour, sometimes it'd be an hour and a half.
Well, there's another reason why time is pretty much an illusion. We think that we're being compensated per hour. That's just a method of measuring
Right,
what's going on.
right.
It's kind of like dollars. Dollars, the unit is an illusion as well.
You got that? It fluctuates.
Yeah. It's like
Wow.
what's worth more money, $100 bill or a glass of water? That depends on if you're in the desert.
Good point.
And the only thing that I can see that is constant, or not even constant, but constant as far as its existence, is energy. It's always there.
Yes.
Yeah,
but most people don't believe that.
Yeah, I think therefore I am kind of thing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The energy does not dissipate; it alters and moves, but it's always there, and it creates a problem. That mentality, that I'm gonna lose this, I'm gonna lose that.
Do you think there, like even in a rock, there's energy in a rock, right?
Of course,
it
vibrates.
It
vibrates into M&M. Yeah, that's right.
Energy in there.
Is that your morning pill? Or is that an M&M?
Oh, I'm gonna go. It's a matrix thing.
Oh,
I haven't decided yet.
That's good.
To make the decision.
That's good. I'll bring mine. Remind me, and I'll bring mine next week.
Have you seen the sequel?
Oh yeah.
It's the green pill and the orange pill.
No, that's funny. I didn't think about that.
Like whoever decided that it was a political thing, right? We now live in a Skittles world.
Yeah, that's funny. I never thought about that. That's funny. I want to live in the green world today.
It is a weird thing. I mean, that's a whole nother topic of conversation. The vibration of the different colors.
Yes.
Everything
has a vibration.
Yeah, and how do you measure that kind of thing?
Well, that's the challenge. We don't have the tools to measure everything.
Yeah, maybe it's not.
I remember
a
I
feeling.
remember years ago, they used to talk about plants and how they were affected by your words and things you said,
Mhm.
and and people made fun of that, and then eventually they created technology to measure the vibration of the plants, and they actually have machinery now that can measure the plant, and there's a video on YouTube you can go watch and how the plant reacts.
Yeah, do you watch Greg Braden's stuff?
Yes,
Yeah, he's got some pretty deep,
yes, right.
measurable things like that. And then again, is it really measurable? Is it something that isn't digitally measurable? Is it a feeling? Because if I show you this one, how do you feel? Versus if I should show you this one.
Ah!
This one you go, it's green, go. This one is
Oh,
goddamn
okay.
stoplights. Different. Hey, we got a comment. Wonder who this might be. It's our friend Cindy Lee. The blue pill. She's going to take the blue pill, she says. There's an example of somebody that's just got a lot of energy, a lot more than I got. But she is a travel agent in California. You know, you thought those were non-existent, but she diversified. She does a lot of different things, and she's busy. She's got her own two different podcasts, I think. She's big
Wow.
into that top flight or Top Gun stuff, that flying. She's a big fan of that. So she I think she went over to Wisconsin. They had some international aeronautics festival. She's got her fingers in all sorts of things, and I got my head in all sorts of things. We should get together. I can dump and she can figure it all out.
Life is an adventure, and I love the people who are enjoying the ride.
Well, you know where I got that MEST from? MEST, mass, energy, space, and time. You ever heard of that acronym?
Yeah, yeah.
It came from Scientology. L.
Oh,
Ron
that's
Hubbard.
right. Yeah, that's right.
L. Ron
Yeah,
Hubbard. So
yeah.
I've studied that
Well,
stuff.
there's another character. Wow.
I didn't get caught up into that stuff, but I did
Yeah,
study it.
right. Same here.
And I'm not supposed to talk about it because I don't remember what I was just saying. They might be tapping into me from the. They just took they stole the thought out of my head. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something about mass, energy, space, and time.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
See?
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah. How did I get on your Zoom? This isn't Zoom. This is StreamYard. Never heard of StreamYard. It's a weird thing. I mean, some of the stuff that happens serendipitously. She did another one. Oh, here it is. Make the most of the dash, she says. You know what that is?
Yep, definitely so.
Yeah.
And she's right. I am.
It's kind
I'm
of all
living.
we
I'm
got,
living
right?
the dash.
It's kind of all you got is your arrival and departure.
That's right.
Like,
Between
enjoy the
those two
flights.
dates. Right.
Oh, now I'm bummed out. I forgot what I was going to say about the MEST thing. Oh, well, I got to let go of that, don't I?
I'm sorry, couldn't help you there.
But it had something to do with that. Oh, I think I'm kind of getting it back. It's more the feeling of stuff as opposed to trying to measure it.
Well, yes. Since we don't have the tools to measure, we do rely upon our feelings. No question about it. That's the intuitive part of who we are. You know, you see something, you go, that doesn't sound right, or that doesn't feel right, you know. And when you hear the truth, you go, something about that. I'm picking up on that, you know. So you're right, it is a feeling thing.
There's something about that where we can both agree that there is such thing as energy. We just don't know what level, how fast it's going, what vibration is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because you've been in situations where you're having a conversation or a coffee with somebody and they're just talking and talking and talking, and you're going, I want to get the hell out of here. Right? Two different time waves. One person's really enjoying themselves and time is zipping by, and other person's bored out of their damn mind.
It's happening right now.
I feel insulted. So,
Well,
there's
I'm
a
sorry. I guess I should apologize.
well, that was a because that was my own issue, my own personal issue. Why did I put myself as the one that was
That's right.
interested? Why wouldn't you do
That's
it?
right. You need to get over that.
I need a therapist.
No, it's just like you look. We've already gone what 25 minutes, and it's gone by like that.
Well, that's interesting when you and I start because we did have a topic and we got off and we started just kind of improving. I remember looking at that; it was 18 after. That time flew by that fast. Interesting. Well, I better sign this one off then.
Yeah, we could talk for an hour.
We probably will.
You got things to do.
I got a meeting with I forgot what it was about. Let me see.
Yeah, check your calendar.
I'm going to tell you what it was about.
Yep.
Okay, this is about an affiliate program I'm looking into that the company represents home improvement products. Windows, doors, siding, roofing, decking, landscaping, all that stuff. So I'm looking into that. Maybe that's something I'd end up promoting.
I don't own a home, not anymore. I got out of real estate.
Well, I wouldn't be in it. I'm just an affiliate of it. See? And I was thinking about using that postcard platform that you and I both use.
Yeah.
Because with that, I can target homeowners in a certain demographic, and I
That's
could
right.
do a postcard mailing. And if I can
That's
get
right.
them to put a new roof on their house,
Yeah.
so little money making thing. Maybe I could send out a bunch of postcards, make a bunch of money, and then I can spend the rest of my time just enjoying myself and enjoying my coffee.
Do it now.
I don't have coffee.
Do it now.
It's an imaginary mug.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, I'm going to put you in the green room. We can chat for a little bit after,
Yes.
and you can share with me some of your knowledge and wisdom on magic tricks.
Okay.
Okay. There he was, my friend Steve-O. I'm going to give him this just to make him. You don't like that sound, do you? I got an idea. Oh. There we go. You've had enough of me. You've spent enough time. You spent 27 minutes and 37 seconds. Peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good. Be kind. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wise guy.